Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hideout Rundown. Wrong series. Welcome back to Hideout Rundown. Today we've got me, and it's Ouchdog, and it's Ruben. It's the same group from last week, except without Kevin.
And maybe Gavin at some point. We have no idea where he is right now, but he might join. So.
True. If you don't know what this series is, it's when we sit in a voice channel and we give first impressions of like a bunch of music that released this week. It's 10 songs. Yep. It's 9 songs plus a pick that our community picked. All right, so first song of the week is "To You" by Bad Computer, released on Monstercat. Are you guys ready?
No. I'm so ready.
All right, here we go. So booze.
So Boars.
I love that song so much.
I really enjoy that song. Actually, why don't you tell us your stupid ass opinion?
Okay, Bad Computer, like, his percussion is literally some of the best I've ever heard. His kicks
for sure.
So hard, they're so like tight and snappy. His percussion is everything I like about percussion in music. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But where I start to not like his music, his recent music as much, is just I don't think it's very like impactful and like it's just not very. It doesn't grip me, I guess, because like obviously the actual creation of the song is masterful. It's so good.
Well, yeah.
This and Clarity and Riddle, I think, are all so well produced, especially Clarity. That song is so smooth. But I think what makes Riddle and To You weaker than Clarity, in my opinion, is just they do all these things, but none of them really interest me. None of them, like Disarray, I think, is Bad Computer's far and away best song, because the bass is so hard-hitting and the melody is really catchy. And I just don't think that's a quality that his new music really has.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. For me, I think Clarity is probably his weakest. I know you probably think Sanctuary is worse, but I really like that song. Clarity is good. It's just nothing I'll come back to. Riddle took like a few days to grow on me.
Yeah, Riddle's growing on me too.
But To You, I immediately clicked with. It felt like a nice throwback to Disarray style to even, well, For Me, I guess it's the sequel, but...
He's so good.
I'm reminded more of Disarray than I am of For Me when I listen
this doesn't sound like
You.
For Me, I don't think, very much.
No,
like, that might just be, like, probably for Bad Computer, it's probably a lot of parallels just because he made the song.
Yeah.
But, like, just hearing the songs back comparing them in my mind, I don't think there's really a lot of easily identifiable similarities.
Well, yeah, and obviously all Bad Computer songs are amazingly well produced. This guy has like the cleanest.
It's so clean.
He manages to make like gritty electro clean. Like he makes like, you know what I mean? It's mind-boggling. It's so crisp and clear.
It's the kick. Oh my god, the kicks are so nice. They're perfect.
Specifically, more or less of the production-wise side, I really like the melody in To You, and I like the main kind of repetitive, the bass going up and down. It basically, I find the song really catchy. The 2 drops that repeat, like the first and the last drop, the melodies there are just very catchy. I like the little vocal sample, and there's a lot of nice ear candy in the drop. There's like little white noise going from ear to ear, or there's tons of little subtle details that I've noticed just more and more on re-listen that just make it all the more interesting once you've heard it a few times.
Dude, his songs are so fun to listen to. Like, especially his songs this year. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's
like all the drops are so different and dynamic, and like there's not a repeating moment. I love them.
Well, even if there is a repeating moment, like it almost the same formula as Riddle, where Riddle has like the main melody. It has that first drop, and then it goes to like a really awesome synth solo, and then the second drop is like kind of left field, or it's a little different than what you would be expecting. And then it goes back to the other one at the end, but I'm not really complaining when it does that because
the Pegboard Nerds formula. Bro step, carnival, bro step.
But yeah, when Bad Computer does it, he makes every little part of it interesting, and I never feel bored listening to his music, which is very impressive. The man's a genius. Like, what else can we say, really?
Yeah, his songs definitely aren't boring. Like,
he does not have a bad song.
Not at all.
Yeah, I would say that too.
He doesn't have a bad song.
I'd say Sanctuary is a bad song.
I love Sanctuary.
Or Voyage and Sanctuary are both bad in my eyes.
Voyage is a little watered down, but I still like it.
I really like Voyage.
And Paradigm's getting there, but
yeah. I don't know. I think I'm really excited for whatever he releases.
Oh yeah, me too. Because what he's making now is a vast improvement from like the Silhouette Paradigm era. It's so much better.
Yeah, it's very distinct. I've noticed his new music has, I don't know, more of a focus on variety and different sounds. Like, it used to be all kind of gritty basses. Like, again, like that, I'm thinking of like Paradigm or whatever. That kind of era, it was more gritty. And here it's like he's having a little more fun. He has the drop in riddle is like focused on like a synth for half of it, you know? It's not really all gritty basses. And it has like a really awesome, like synth solo that I really enjoy that. That's probably my favorite part of the song. And yeah, he's trying new things, and so if he drops an EP or an album or whatever,
awesome.
I will be listening to it as soon as I get my hands on the files.
That'd be really cool.
Super refreshing to hear it on Monstercat, especially.
Oh yeah,
a label that hasn't. They've been kind of wary of like releasing experimental music like this. So I'm very happy to see.
I'm definitely very thankful this dude's on the label. He's really good.
I think we can all agree that even if he misses for us, we still really appreciate that he's making music like this. Yeah, it's not just like another
he's
boring.
Far away one of the best artists on the label.
Oh
In terms of production alone, he's
all right. So, what would you give this guy out of 10?
I'm gonna go a 9. I love this song.
I'm gonna say a 7.
I'm gonna say 8.5. Smack dab. Well, not smack dab.
Room to grow, room to fall. I don't know. I've only heard it one time, so.
All right, so the next one is from our boy Former Hero.
All right.
This one is called KJ.
So, let's talk about KJ by Former Hero. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I thought, obviously, it's a very pretty song, and it showcases what I think is probably Former Hero's strongest attribute when it comes to making music, which is atmosphere. He puts a lot of care in making these very serene, kind of beautiful atmospheres in his songs, and he has these really nice, like, just warm pads that just kind of fill your ears.
Yeah, the song is very serene and warm.
Especially this song, because
especially this song.
I noticed he has these like kind of reverbed out vocals that are going from like ear to ear, and it's just kind of like just singing syllables or whatever. And he does this in a lot of songs, and I think it's definitely what gives his music a very distinct feeling. Well, apart from obviously his distinct like sound design, his atmosphere is definitely something I really enjoy about his music, especially this song.
Yeah.
And normally, for me at least, an artist that's like their whole thing is their sound design and their atmosphere, it's not going to be an artist I like 90% of the time. But Former Hero, you can tell that he puts the emphasis on like the actual music.
Yeah,
like
the musicality.
There's this little thing I noticed in here. It's just there's just like a descending arc in one of the parts, and it sounds really good.
Yeah.
And he just puts the emphasis into the where a lot of artists.
He puts a lot of focus on melodies.
Yeah, the musicality of the song.
A lot of artists lose me because their music is just like sound design showcases for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
definitely. That's evidently Former Hero does not do that in this song, especially.
Yeah, it just feels like a classic Former Hero song. Like it's not my favorite from him, but it's definitely a Former Hero song, and I like it. There's nothing wrong with it.
But that's another thing. A really good point you guys bring up is he puts a lot of focus on the actual music parts, not just sound design showcase. It's not just a pad and a bass for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
When I think of former hero songs, I can instantly play the melodies in my head, and I can hear them because they're so distinct and catchy. He doesn't just make the same song over and over, even if they have similar sound design. They're very, very distinct.
Artists like him, and I noticed this, like I made the comparison a while ago to Underscores, who like has this very kind of distinct and unique sound and atmosphere in their music, but they keep it, both of their music is very like memorable for like the actual like musical content, not just the sounds.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is definitely like, I think former hero and Underscores both fall into that kind of category of an artist who that's where they strive. That's where they are their
excel.
best.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. What would you guys give this out of 1 to 10?
I'll go like a
I'd say,
clean
like,
7.
Same.
I was gonna say 7 as well.
7 across the board.
Good
All
shit,
right.
former hero.
Yeah, keep making music.
So,
Oh, we're on to okay.
Alright, next one is Morningstar by Mr. FijiWiji featuring chxse, but the A is an X.
looks like a Star Wars
it's-
player name.
Yeah,
You got an Axel type name.
the gamer name. I wasn't feeling that one.
Nope.
No, I just woke up. I was asleep the whole time.
Well, yeah.
Dude. It feels like Fij has been just like doing his thing and then putting out songs that were in his folder for like 7 years.
It doesn't
That sounds like a cynical like Friends EP like B-side.
It does.
Which is fine, but it's not like he hit such a high point with like Aphasia and the Dogma EP, and now he's just like going back on that style without the cool melodies and without like the atmosphere that built so much in the Dogma EP era. I don't know. It was very disappointing to me.
Yeah, it definitely feels like he's going through the motions. This is a very, very like painting by the numbers song. It's not bad. Everything is just serviceable. The vocals are fine. The production is fine.
Vocals I actually really enjoyed.
I thought they were okay. I don't know. They weren't bad or anything. I don't know.
They're very typical for this kind of music. They like that kind of Matt Van.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Matt Van in the way he sings.
And it's like Matt Van is not a bad singer.
Oh, I love Matt Van.
Yeah, not even other singers like this, but it's just that very kind of monotone, nothing very memorable about this.
Yeah, but it's still emotional.
I guess. See, for me, this is pretty funny that this played right after KJ, because we were talking about how much focus former hero puts on his atmosphere and his melodies, and here it's like I just heard the song and like I can't really remember the melody. It's so standard and unmemorable, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
Also, that snare was awful.
I know you were gonna talk about
snare
that.
Sucked.
I know.
Why did he do that? It could have just been like a satisfying like clap or a rim, and it would have sounded a lot better.
Well, yeah, and like, it's just nothing really memorable about it. Like, I don't remember. Like, the former hero song had all this warm pad and these nice vocals, and you know, like you said, that descending arc. There's a lot of focus on the musicality, and then here, it was like a chord progression and a vocal chop, and you know, it was just, it felt very cynical, like Jim said.
This feels very like 2013 Fij instead of like post Dogma EP. His style should have progressed Fij.
Yeah.
I still think that Andromeda is like his best song. I love Andromeda.
Andromeda's nice.
Definitely. Yeah. I don't really think we have much else to say. I don't really want to waste too much time on this one.
Kind of there.
I'm gonna give this like 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd say like 5.5.
I'll go
Yeah.
5.
It's a song. It's like, I don't know. If
It's
you
not
exists.
offensive, but it's not.
Yeah.
Go back to it.
all right.
All right, so next one is "Grounded" by KOAN Sound, featuring Jaevon.
Let's go.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. Yeah.
What a song.
So you want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So my I love KOAN Sound. Polychrome is probably, if not my favorite album of all time, it's up probably top 3. Which is probably no surprise to anybody who knows my music taste, but their follow-up, the Intervals Above EP, I did not like at all. I just thought it was really sluggish sound design show-off music, and they announced this new EP, and I was terrified that it would just be Intervals Above Part 2. But it sounds like a cross between those two, between the Polychrome and the Intervals Above style, and kind of like has the negatives and positives of both. Like, it definitely, vocalist, I was getting really big Leo Napier, who's vocalist on Let It Slide by Enzo and Bluka, which is an amazing song. He reminded me of him a lot, just that kind of soul jazz
Yeah.
vocals. I really like the vocals.
Yeah, I love the vocals on the song. They're so like you said, it's a little bit of like a soul vibe that I get from
Yeah.
them, where it's kind of like this deep kind of bellowing, you know, like this, he's just going for it, but it's not as overtly, it's not like overtly so, but I get reminded of that. And also it's very anthemic, like when he says, "I'm waiting for you," like I'm yelling that shit. It's very, very fun song, but it's not like, it's also not, you know what I mean? Like, it takes itself seriously, and it's not like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
I
KOAN
would-
Sound are their best though, when they're just going absolutely wild. Stuff like Chili Daddy. It's so like, it's just insanity.
Well, and I'm
it's
kind of,
so good.
For
It's
me-
probably in like, that's not even like, that's probably my 3rd favorite song on that album. But this just, I don't know. I'm kind of worried the rest of the EP isn't gonna have isn't gonna have like the fun of Polychrome. Because Polychrome is just, the first few tracks, like the first half of Polychrome is so upbeat and fun, like Cobalt and Chalk It Out are both so like upbeat. That's when I think KOAN Sound are their best, and that's what Intervals Above lacked. Intervals Above was just like deep sound design for 7 minutes, and it just lost all interest.
I really love all the little intricate details of this song. Like, there's so much little
Oh yeah.
percussion bits and Foley and like little granulated stuttery vocals.
Hi.
Going,
Hi,
oh,
Gavin.
hi.
Hey, Gavin.
There he is.
That was
Ruben, if you
definitely
liked-
COD. I forgot.
If you liked that part about this song, listen to Chili Daddy, because that is this song on crack.
Yeah.
But it has all these like little granulated vocals going around. It works, and all these just little small details that make it so much more textured and like interesting to listen to. Like, I don't
That's
get
KOAN
bored
Sound
of.
for you. It's so
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Also, the main synth on this song, it's got this like rough kind of noisy texture to it, and I love it. The song
It's like
never
a future bass LFO, but with like that, it has that grit and that kind of noise. Oh, it's so good.
I feel I have like ouch dog with bad computer syndrome usually with KOAN Sound, where I'm just like, I respect it a lot, but they don't really hit for me. But this song was different. I like how textured the production was. It was a lot more.
Right now.
It was a lot more focused on like the melody, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, definitely. And the song never repeats itself. It progresses from this fun future bass kind of saw to this really cool, like all these like little stuttery bits just flowing all around your ears and lots of subtle percussion. And I really like that. It never repeats itself. It's anthemic. It's a lot of fun to listen to, and I won't get bored of re-listening to the song because so much is going on at once, in a good way, not in a bad way.
I'll go like a 7.
I'm probably
Okay.
feeling 8.5.
I'm feeling, I think, a 9. I really like this song.
Alright. Next one is the Rameses B remix of Numb by Zoe Phillips.
Alright.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was a song that exists.
Everything
I
was
think.
in key.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, this really feels like a song from 2015, for better or for worse.
Probably, I'd say like 2013, 14.
Well, yeah, even earlier. But
Just
like
a very Meldub.
with
At the peak of Meldub popularity type
it's
song.
yeah, it's like a 2014 Meld-Up song, but with like modern production. Because that's one of the things I noticed. It wasn't like unimpactful per se.
Yeah.
And one of the things I want to commend him on is the snare. I thought the snare was punchy
Good
in a
snare.
good way. A lot of these Meld-Up songs have this like Outshot and I talk about this a lot. It's like a doof, and it's so unfitting.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it just sounds bad, and it's very unfitting. And I commend him for not doing that, because this sounds like a song that would probably
Yeah.
use that snare. Yeah, I don't know. It's very cheesy too,
Yeah.
and it's like, I don't know. It's pleasant.
Yeah, it's
I get-
ineffective.
I get why people like this style, but I've heard
I've
it
heard
too
better.
much, and I don't know. It's pretty cheesy, which I'm like, whatever. I don't really need this song in my life. What about you
I
guys?
think Ramses B he's one of those artists that's like, this dude's an insanely good technical producer. Like, his music is so like
Yes.
well mixed, and all the sounds are really satisfying.
Mhm.
And I think that comes to like that shows most often in his D&B, which is like very rare, because I think D&B is not it's not my favorite genre, but I think Ramses B's D&B is really good
Yeah,
most of the time.
especially liquid D&B. That's usually not that good either.
Yeah,
But
stuff like
he-
Mountains. Oh my
Yeah.
god, Mountains is so good.
Yeah,
But
he
I think
makes,
I think his best genre is the split chop, but that's no surprise. But Liquid D&B is the unbiased opinion. Like, that's what he's most known for. I don't think he really pulls off Meld Up that. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
sound. It doesn't sound like Ramses B, I guess.
yeah. If you had told me,
It doesn't have
if,
identity.
if you had played the song for me and I didn't know who it was, I would not guess Ramses B on my first 10 tries.
Yeah, I would have guessed
probably.
like AU5 in 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, that's another thing I wanted to mention. Those growls were very
those are AU5, those
2013.
straight AU5 growls.
From like from 2013, where it sounds kind of dated and like weird. You know what I mean? Not necessarily like gritty or like hard hitting. It's just kind of like this weird kind of slippery sound. I don't really know how to describe it.
I like those. I like AU5.
Yeah. I don't know,
design.
but they sound very dated to me. That's what definitely hit the nail into the coffin of 2014 era Melda for me.
Fair. Yeah,
It might have been-
I thought it just sounded very dated, like ideas-wise. The production wasn't bad,
Yeah,
but it sounded like a glorified version of his Heartbeat remix from like 2013.
Yeah, that's actually true.
that's actually very true. Yeah. So,
I
yeah.
didn't see any inherent issues with it. It just sounded like most other melodic dubstep songs I've ever heard.
yeah.
It's a bit disappointing coming from Rameses B because of his other songs like Virtuality. Even though they're not in the same style, it's just I know he can do so much better and so much more. You know, yeah, just so much better.
Yeah.
So it's just something I wouldn't really listen to again. But there's once again nothing inherently wrong with it. So
Yeah,
I'd give it like a
that's-
6.5.
That's exactly how I feel about it, and I'd probably give it a 6. I don't know.
I'll go like a high 5. Just bordering on a 6, but it's not a 6.
I'd say 5.5.
All right. We got the wide range of opinions there
Yeah.
of ratings.
What-
All right, so next one up is Eyes Wide Open by. You said is it
Ishu?
Lemaitre?
Issue.
I don't know how to say it. I think they're like.
Oh
I
god,
don't know.
we're gonna have a lot of trouble saying this name when we
They're
discuss
Norwegian.
the
Lemaitre?
Yeah, I don't know how to say their name, but they're very good.
We're not. I think they're French, so it's not our fault.
No, they're Norwegian.
We're not Norwegian either, so it's not our fault.
They're
Yeah.
hailing from Oslo. according
Let's
to Google.
Wow, this was very
That was
disappointing.
Apple commercial music.
Exactly.
That was not anything else at all. It was
No.
just a song.
Yeah, it's a song.
That's
it's a crowd.
funny.
It's a crowd pleaser. That's what it is.
Lemaitre have some really good music.
Yes.
What is some Cut to Black's really good. Wait is really
They were
good.
like 2015 EP with Not Too Close and Stepping Stones on it was really good. Rocket Girl
Yeah.
was really good.
Raw Girl's really good. I listen to that song.
Yeah. And the funny thing about them is I believe they have been in Apple commercials with better music.
Oh really?
True.
I
Yeah.
think
just
they
said
have. Yeah. I think
funny.
they have. I don't know what song, but I want to say it's better than
I
this.
think it was Closer.
I want to
That's all
say
It
it
It's
sounded
because
like
Maddie Noise.
if you guys have heard "Made for You" by Getter, it has the same exact sound design, but it's just not good. Like the bass,
Well-
it sounds exactly the same. The drums are pretty similar. It's just not.
Yeah, it's just like a song, and I don't know. This feels very alternative rock, and I say that in air quotes because alternative rock nowadays is not really alternative rock. It's like
yeah, exactly.
pop, you know. It's like pop, and it's like Apple commercial music. That's what I associate alt rock with nowadays, and this feels like I could hear it on the radio. It's a crowd pleaser, but it's not very interesting, or nothing
Yeah.
stands out about it.
True. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like Lemaitre has been going this direction for a while, so I'm not really like surprised by it, but I don't know. I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
I like their kind of like indie music of like quite a bit. Stuff like Big, I think, is really good, but this kind of less like relaxing, kind of like it's more kind of trying to be upbeat, and I don't think this style really works in that format.
See, for some reason, I'm thinking of that song by Wheathen and the Knox, "Summer Love,"
Banger.
because that song is like, without the drop, it kind of sounds like, and it kind of does. That song gives me that alt rock vibe too, like with the vocals, and also I don't know, something about the drop. Like the drop is it's out there and it's really good. But I don't know, something about like the sound design kind of gives me that vibe too. But that song does it well, and it's very interesting and unique. And this song is like the most generic, like textbook indie rock song I've heard.
It even
So-
had that kind of like whistling noise.
Yeah, that whistle
That is
nail,
like a
nail in the
staple of,
coffin.
of Apple commercial music. They all have that whistling.
That's so
And like
true.
just like corporate, like upbeat
Yeah.
music has that whistling in every one of them.
It's like I can see this
Fast
playing over my.
drums, deep bass, and whistling, and you have
Yeah,
every commercial
You know,
song. you've ever
corporate
heard.
song.
you have your back to school Walmart song.
Oh my god, that's a great comparison.
I'm feeling like a 6 on this.
Yeah, me too.
I give it like
I'm
a
feeling-
5.
I'm gonna put 5. I'm being nice. I feel like giving this a 4 because I'm just kind of cynical, but I'll stick with 5.
Fair. All right, next up is Bitter by Yoe Mase. I think that's how you say it. Yoe Mase, Yoe Mase.
I always read it as Yoe Mase.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
sorry in advance if we say Yoe Mase and it's got some
Yeah,
weird
if it's someone else.
pronunciation. You'll just have to stick with it.
Oh, she tastes so bitter.
That was a surprise. I'll give it that. Dude, I get so excited when electronic music producers produce dancehall, exempting Shadows by Aerochord, because when Piper Nerds did it, it was pretty good. And then
Oh, you're talking about solo?
Solo's a good song, dude.
Oh,
Oh boy, what opinion are you about to spit at us?
that's a discussion for another day.
I got really excited, but those like piano chords before the drop that are just out of key are so stupid. and the drop is about 3 seconds long. But I love the vocals a lot, and I love the atmosphere it builds.
Yeah, vocals are good.
That's my shock value opinion.
Yoe Mase is a really good vocalist. Like, I've heard his album, I don't remember what it was called. It came out in like 2016. His vocals are really, really good. But yeah, I think he's much better and more like somber, like music, like not like a dancehall song.
Yeah, and also I know we were just criticizing the Lemaitre song for being like
the Norwegian tailing
for
from
being
Oslo.
for being like radio friendly and sterile. Let me hear this, and like it's well produced and it's catchy. I'll give it that. Like the vocal hook is catchy. I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. Also, the lyrics were kind of I don't know. The lyrics bothered me a little. They just they felt very generic, like kind of stupid. I don't know. I don't really know. There's not really much to say, in my opinion.
Yeah, this sounds like a Mr. Suicide Sheep Koala Control 2016 upload.
Exactly.
That's like exactly what I heard when I heard this song. I was like, yeah, this is a 2016 Koala Control song.
I honestly didn't dislike it. I mean, the lyrics.
Yeah, it's not bad.
The lyrics made me a bit uncomfortable, but I like the progression and I like the vocals, and it sounds like something I could rock out to, like on the beach or something. So, I'd like it. It wasn't bad.
If I have a question, if the Lemaitre song was like a Walmart back to school ad, what would you say this song is?
Oh, this is definitely like a summer resort ad or something.
Song playing, blasting from the speakers at like a vacation spot on the beach.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Coming from like the inside of like an ice cream parlor. I'm feeling a solid 6.
I'll give it a 6.
I'm gonna say like 5.5.
I'll give it a 7.
All right.
All right.
Next one. We got the men of the hour.
Let's go.
Let's go.
This is Forby and NvrLeft with Dope.
Yeah, honey smoking.
Smoking dope.
Oh, that was so funny.
That was something.
Okay.
That was a banger.
Can I start this one out?
Laughing that entire time.
I gotta start this one out because that wasn't even bad until the second drop. Like the first drop was basic, kind of shitty dubstep, but it like went hard. But then the second drop just comes in.
The hardstyle drop straight up.
That's when 4B took over the production.
I never left it to hardstyle, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, and just in case you guys haven't heard this song, I encourage you to open up YouTube or SoundCloud or Spotify or something. Go to the second drop and just listen to it.
Yeah,
so you have
won't
some
take
context.
much time.
Yeah. Pause the
The
video.
song is very short.
Pause the video. Listen to the second drop. Come back, and you'll be enlightened.
But it wasn't even that bad. Like I liked the fake out drop thing. That was cool. And like the first drop was like really generic, but it wasn't bad. It would go off live until the second drop, and I just laughed.
There's a fake out, and then there's like blue balls, and that was blue balls.
It's weird.
Yeah, Jiom said at one point, it's Bro Step Strikes Back, which that was true. I got
That's
a little.
just a mean comparison. Bro Step
Well,
Strikes
it
Back
sounds
isn't
like the Crank That song from last week.
It sounds like Poppin'.
It sounds like Poppin'.
Poppin'.
I didn't get poppin' vibes. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't really get Pop. I got more. Yeah, Gavin, you're right. Bro Step Strikes Back is infinitely worse than this song.
No comparison that be
And
had there.
that lead, well, the lead was kind of similar, and it was similarly obnoxious, but I'll admit that this song was better, and the lead was a lot better in this song. It wasn't like as grating and just stupid as that song, but it was still like,
Oh yeah,
I
that
mean-
synth in the
The bridge, yeah, that's that distorted. He went in Serum, went to a wavetable, set the unison up to 16, and the detune up to max.
and he put like friggin' X shaper distortion on it.
yeah.
Sounded interesting.
Yeah, it was a.
I'll say this.
That was funny.
This song is better than than the drop remix.
Yeah.
Because there's
Much
no
better,
Jersey
I'll
Club.
say.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
disappointed that there was no
Dude,
Jersey Club drop.
You know what? You know how you fix the song? How you fix all the problems in the song? You take that fake out drop and instead you replace it with a Jersey Club drop. I think that was
That's
really.
like how to improve any song. Is you add a Jersey Club drop.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking like.
Take No Way Back Up by Not
Yeah,
Good.
Jersey Club.
Put it, give it a Jersey Club drop, and it becomes a masterpiece.
I don't
Man,
know.
imagine how much different the world would be if Aerocord Surface was Jersey Club.
We live in a utopia. We'd have flying cars.
Yeah. Oh my
I think
god.
Monstercat would be well over 20 million subs by now.
That's so true.
Alright, what are you guys feeling for a rating?
Like,
Should I
I'll
give
give
it a 2? Is
I'll
that
say-
good?
I don't know.
Is it deserving of a 2? I'm gonna say give it a 2.
I'm gonna give this a 4. It was not really that bad. It was just, and there was a lot of entertainment value to be had from the song,
Yeah.
especially
Like, it's hilarious.
the vocal sample. That
The
was
second
pretty
that
funny.
vocal came in, I started laughing.
Smoke good dope.
There's a-
dope,
there's a
dope,
That vocal
difference-
is so funny.
There's a difference
It's so
between
generic.
this and something like Bro Step Strikes
Yeah.
Back, because Bro
Yeah.
Step Strikes Back is just, it's not even trying.
So
But at least
stupid.
this, it's
They were trying.
funny as
You could
hell.
tell.
The drops are like fun to listen to. The vocal sample's hilarious.
Yeah,
It's got
like,
that
I give it-
comedic value that bumps it up like 3 more points. So yeah,
Exactly,
I'm
and
also gonna
also-
give it a 4.
You can definitely tell they tried.
They
Like
tried
you
really
said,
hard.
it would, it would. Yeah, this is their magnum opus of
Yeah.
collabs.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a
Phobia Never
5.
Left magnum opus.
I'm gonna give it a
Oh my
5.
God.
Why not? It was
I'll give it a 4.
it was funny and it was entertaining, so I'll give it a 5. Oh
Or being
god.
50 Cent.
I have a feeling this song is going
Match
to
made
be.
in heaven.
This next one is probably going to be split among us.
Oh boy.
I have a feeling.
Alright, this is Curse by JKuch.
So, before we say anything, this song is very, very split down the middle for us.
Yeah.
So,
So
Outstart,
Ugh.
yeah, you guys want to go first, and then me and Ruben will take
Oh,
Yeah.
God, what did I just listen to?
we're split into
Everything
2
that's-
groups.
Everything that isn't the drop is so good.
Yeah.
It's so. I love JKuch's voice. It's so good. And then like the instrumentation and the strings is so good. I was like,
Yeah.
I was a big fan of this song up until the drop hit, where I hit and I was like, do I need to unplug my audio interface and plug it in again? Is something going wrong?
Everything was so good up to like the build. I was so excited. I was like, yo, is this gonna be like a really sick, distorted, like heavy, energetic future bass or a trap thing or something? And then it's just that it was there's like no energy in the drop. It was just a really distorted synth over some boring drums. And I was like, bro, is this gonna be tempo of 2020? Like a really hype summery song? But no, I don't think I'll ever listen to that again.
I might say tempo's better than
Well-
this.
Oh, dang. That is not high praise from you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, me and Guillaume here are on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Dude.
I think Guillaume probably likes the song more than I do. I think it's a
I
good
love it.
song.
I really.
Um,
it reminds
yeah.
me of Escape, which was like easily my favorite JKuch song. Like
Really?
that shit's almost a 10.
What?
I love it. I love Escape so much.
What?
I just heard the outstart.
One of my
Song,
favorite
what?
songs of last year, and it really reminds me of that in the way it's like,
God damn,
it's,
outstart.
can you chill? You're bullying me. You're being really toxic right now.
Yeah.
I love JKuch's more emotional music, and I really got that vibe here.
Yeah. I don't-
Yeah, the
You-
drop
don't
the
you
drop
get
sounds a bit messy, but I don't doubt that's what he was going for. So I
Yeah.
respect it.
Yeah, of course.
There's some
but I just
experimentation.
don't like
He's a
it at all.
talented producer. It's obviously what he was gonna go
He's
for.
so talented, which is why this disappoints me more than like it would if it was just made by like Big Chungus on SoundCloud.
It doesn't bother me because usually I'm listening to music on my speakers and JKuch's music goes off on my speakers. If I'm listening to it
Well-
on my headphones, yeah, it's gonna sound a bit grating. But
Okay, well,
I don't think
I
it's meant to
will-
listen to on your
yeah.
headphones.
Well, I don't know. I think songs should be made so that they sound good across the board. But other than that,
Sure.
I will admit that the distorted synth is something that takes getting used to. It did for me. That being said, I still really like this song. I like the slowness of it. Like, I disagree kind of with what Gav said about how he wanted it to be the tempo of 2020. Like, I can see how you would want a song like that, but to me, this feels a completely different niche.
If I wanted to hear tempo of 2020, I could pull up 2 songs and play them at the same time.
Okay, there you go.
This is
Man.
gonna
Tempo's
get
not that
disliked bomb so hard.
Tempo is not that messy. I don't know. I disagree with you. But anyways, we're not talking about tempo. We're talking about curse. I will admit that the drop is probably the weakest part of the song. Oh, you're gonna have to post this picture in the video now for context's sake. Or just edit it out. 'Cause you just totally derailed our discussion with that.
Damn it.
Okay, anyways,
Please continue to talk about JKuch curse.
I will admit that the drop is probably the weakest part of the song. The synth is an acquired taste. I do agree it sounds a bit distorted and kind of unpleasant, but at the same time, I kind of like it. I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much. And when those strings come in, they're like do 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 do.
Strings are
That
great.
part, that is
I
the
love
die
that.
for.
That little like
Love that.
minimal arpeggio.
Yeah.
Arpeggio.
Arpeggio.
Okay.
Sounds
The
like an
minimal
Italian
arp.
restaurant.
I love it. That little
Yeah.
like, yeah, I like it a lot.
I did like that part though, I will say.
Yeah. Very
It's
nice.
so like triumphant. Like it's building so much, and I love it.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that we really like the vocals on this song.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
he's a great vocalist.
Everything but the drop was good, I'll say.
Yeah.
That is one common ground that we can all find on Curse, is that the vocals are good.
It's
That's
like
the one-
that's what it has over like Zest, which is another song I have an unpopular opinion
Zest
towards.
is a banger. You're
but
tripping.
I
Zest is so
definitely has
good.
a vocal that I really like.
Ouchdog, to you, I say : middle _ finger :
All right.
Yeah, what would you give this out of 10?
I mean,
will say-
I hate to give the same score as 4B dope. But I think I'm gonna give it a 5.
I'm gonna give it like a 4.
I'm gonna give this a 7.5.
I'm gonna go like high 8, 8.5.
I think, wow, this episode really picked up towards the end. We got the heated discussions going.
4B.
I was talking
Maybe I-
disbelief that I like Escape by JKuch.
Yeah. He was
Jaw
like,
drops
"What?"
to the floor, mouth agape.
I was just that song's so like nothing.
You're nothing. Anyway, so the community pick for this episode is coming at us from Hello and Blammo versus
Hate
Flammo.
that guy so
This
much.
is
Oh, man.
FMSU by TYNAN, which apparently stands for Fuck My
For
Shit
fuck
Up.
my shit up. Yeah.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna
Apparently-
like this.
I've
so-
heard
I-
it's D&B, and I
Oh.
hope it's like D&B with TYNAN sound design, because TYNAN
Yeah,
sounds
hopefully.
You already know the song's gonna be chill as hell with a name like Fuck
yeah.
My Shit Up.
It's gonna be Garage. It's gonna be
Gotta look that
JKuch
art.
Curse, but with like Cloud9 Spring Snowdrop.
How did you do that?
Comes the beat.
That was fucking terrible.
Okay, before we start, I want to say sorry in advance to Hello,
Oh
Dubai,
my
and Blammo.
god. Dude, I was
Uh,
going into that half expecting like a really cool tiny sound design, maybe like a kind of Reaper sounding fucking drum and bass drop, but instead I just got
You got penis
that.
music.
That yeah. That was
Dude, TYNAN's so
God.
good.
I
His,
know.
like Origin, Stigmata.
Stigmata's really good.
I'm blanking, but he's so good.
I
But
know.
Recently, I haven't liked his stuff.
That was bad.
Because I think this has the same issue as that dreaded Potions remix. It's just
I like
the art
the
is so ear piercing.
At least it was in tune on the Potions remix.
That's true.
That was just
Yeah. I did not.
Well,
Like there are
yeah.
some really cool like
Oh.
fills.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
bass fills, and I wish those were just like the main sound,
Yeah,
not
that's
just
what-
like
that's-
screechy.
Oh god, yeah. This is like missed potential. The song.
It really is.
yeah, that was
Like,
not.
because-
TYNAN D&B has a ton of potential to be
I know,
really good.
and I was going into that drop, and the one thing about TYNAN that I don't listen to much TYNAN, but the one thing I know about him is he has interesting sound design, for better or for worse. It's interesting, and then the first drop hit, and it's like a lead, and it plays two notes. It's like do 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 do, and I'm just like, oh my god.
I
And then
hate
after that, sorry guys,
lead drop.
I'm passionate about this. After
Yeah,
that,
go
it had these like fills, these growls, and kind of like white noise and stuff happening really fast. That's cool. Why couldn't that have been the main focus, like Ouchdog said? I really wish it was.
Yeah,
I hate when drops are just one note leads. Like, I
I
like
know.
if it was a growl, I'd like it, but it was just.
Yeah.
Well, and
Sound
It
like
didn't
an
have-
angry cat.
it wasn't like a melody either. Like I would have been fine with it if it was like it. I'm thinking of like Spitfire, where it's kind of similar, but it's like da, 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 da. Like it goes all over the place and has like a melody. And this was just two notes, and it's just it was so much missed potential.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. You guys said it best. Like it's way too all over the place, and it's so like screechy and grating.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan at all.
And the second drop too. Ugh.
The
I
hell
didn't even
God.
talk
drop?
about that. Was that
Yeah.
halftime?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, I confused it with World Vibes, the elusive genre.
My favorite
I
genre.
thought it was space based.
World
Yeah.
of Fun. This has to be like.
Yeah.
Well-
shit.
Halftime D&B's been done to death. Doesn't impress me
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, and
It's
like
so just run of the mill.
I know, and
Yeah,
I
you know.
respect TYNAN immensely. Like he put effort into the song. I guess it never repeated itself really, so I guess props for that. But so much missed potential, especially that second drop where it's just this ARP that's kind of like out of key and just I don't know. It just does not sound good to me.
That build up made me audibly laugh with that ARP though. Like I
Yes.
actually laughed out loud.
Yeah.
That's
Ugh.
something else, man. Something
So
else.
that was so disappointing.
Yeah, I
I'm
would.
Unfortunately.
I'm feeling like a 3.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
feeling
say a
like
1 to a 2.
I'll say like a 3.5.
I'm gonna say 3.
Yeah, I think I'll give it like a 1.5.
Not
Alright.
very good.
So, before we end, let's do this. So here's the list of songs, and we'll go top down. And out of this list, what was your favorite? What was your least favorite? And what would you probably add to your playlist? So let's start with Gavin. I
Well, I
guess you
didn't
haven't
hear
heard
4 of
some of
them.
them. Well, just
but-
don't talk about
I know
those
what you
4.
heard.
I'd probably say that the Yoe Mase song was the best that I heard. I heard 2U before this and I didn't like it, so yeah, I'd say bitter.
Okay. And what was your least favorite?
The TYNAN song, easily.
Yeah.
My favorite is 2U. Least favorite is Fuck My Shit Up. Playlist ads would be 2U, Curse, and maybe KJ.
You wouldn't add Grounded? Oh yeah, you gave it like a 7. I forgot.
It's okay. It wouldn't be a playlist ad.
All right, Ouchdog.
My favorite is Grounded. My least favorite, I hate to do this, gotta give it to 4B NvrLeft with Dope. Hate to do
But we
that.
almost got not the worst. Oh, it takes the collective opinion almost got not the worst. So
Yeah.
It's very impressive for 4B.
whoever,
And I'd say
whoever
playlist
submitted,
ads, I'd have Grounded, and then maybe if KJ, upon re-listen, might be that.
whoever submitted FMSU, you should have picked the better song.
Um.
You got last. Sorry.
Yeah. For me, my favorite was Grounded. I really like that song. I hate to say this, but least favorite was TYNAN. Sorry, Notch. Sorry, 4B and NvrLeft.
So 4B only got one worst.
4B only got one person saying that
That's
song is the
amazing.
worst.
That's not
That's like unheard of.
That's a
This is
miracle.
quite the Twilight Zone episode where TYNAN made better music than
Worst.
or
Than
worse
4B.
than
Yeah,
4B and
4B and
NvrLeft.
NvrLeft.
Maybe
Yeah.
NvrLeft
TYNAN
just
song
carried
got
them.
better ratings across the board than 4B and NvrLeft. Dope.
Yeah, I would add To You, Grounded, yeah, and Curse, I guess, to my playlist. Those were already in it. Those were the only three I had heard before this
Yeah,
episode.
To You and Curse
Unfortunately.
are already in my playlist as well.
Yeah. And, yeah. Oh, well.
All right. Well,
There we go.
thank you guys so much for watching episode 2 of Hideout Rundown. Leave your recommendations or rankings or ratings or whatever in the comments below. And we'll be back next week with Hideout Rundown episode 3. Bye.
You-
Bye.